Okay, just a second. Just a second.
Your screen is visible. Yeah, it is visible now. Please unmute, ma'am. Shweta, ma'am, you are muted.
Hmm. So I guess the right. So
Yeah,
let's
your
begin. Yeah. So let's begin the session with no more utmost delay. And I would request everyone if they could just mute their speakers or the volumes, just lower down the volumes and everything so that we can just begin without any interruption. So, firstly, let's begin that it's a great initiative that has been taken ahead by IMTA, the Indian Music Therapy Association, and it is one of the greatest initiative that has been taken because coronavirus, worldwide has been hit by this pandemic that has happened, and it has reflected and impacted our lives in a huge extent. Our lives has been drastically changed from personally, professionally, mentally, physically, in all perspective, and we are confined to our homes. We are just supposed to stay at home, and we are not allowed to go out due to infection, and there is a lot of depression and anxiety and lack of concentration is there. A lot of overthinking is happening, a lot of stress is happening, and insomnia is also a part of it. So with you know music therapy, the Raga therapy in itself is one of the kind of therapy that can impact and that can improve your thought process, the way you think, the way you look at the things. Because the current situation that we are into, that is COVID pandemic, coronavirus, is creating a lot of panic in the people. They are not being able to even sleep at night. I know few of my patients are dealing with that insomnia, and many people are getting negative thoughts. Human mind is something that is always attracted towards negativity more than positivity. We think, what happens if something like this will happen? What will happen if we'll get infected? So before we proceed with any kind of therapy, we need to find out the symptoms. We need to work out on the symptoms. What are the symptoms? And similarly is going to happen in the Raga therapy as well. As you can see, the topic is impact of lockdown on human physiology, psychology, relief through Raga therapy. And the Raga I'm taking today is Rag Yaman during COVID pandemic. What all therapeutic impact Rag Yaman has, we'll be discussing that. But before that, we need to understand what all symptoms are required to be healed with Rag Yaman. So let's begin. We can help to stop the spread of coronavirus if we can reduce the human state of panic, stress during the infectious disease. What all kinds of negative thoughts we get is first a fear and worry about our own health and health of our loved ones, right? Fear of contamination, low mood, difficulty in concentrating, anxiety of overwhelming fear, negative thinking, virus related worries and insecurities, self verbalization that does not always reflect reality. That's what I was saying in the previous, that the mind thinks always negative things, and we need to put it into a positive way. Fear of being enclosed, loss of pleasure, and overthinking. This particular time, this particular unexpected time that we are into, we have never expected that something of this will ever going to happen, that we will be confined to our place, will not be allowed to go anywhere, right? So when I say that you need to work on this, I mean to say you have to first generalize, you have to channelize that what all negativity, what all things you want to cure with music therapy. And let me tell you, music therapy is one of its kind therapy that is free of cost, that does not have any kind of side effect. It does not say that you have to take particular dose at this particular time. You can have this in 24 hours, plenty of times. That's it. This is what music therapy is. And being music therapy, it's a divine power. We all are blessed with music. you know it's not just you can sing or you can play is the blessing. even if you can hear, even if you can feel, even if you can just realize and just feel relaxation with music. This is what divine music is. This is what the power of music is. And that's why music therapy in pandemic is really very important. Let's see musical journey through the tough times. What do I mean to say if I'm saying musical journey through tough times? Each one of us is actually somewhere or the other is related to music. We listen to music all the time, but I'm talking about this specific unpredictable situation that we are into, that is coronavirus pandemic, lockdown or quarantine phase. I'm just specifically talking about this time about lockdown because it's a monotony that we are facing. Till morning, till night, we are just in one place and having all kinds of thought. So, how can we remove it with music? Firstly, when mentally exhausted, simply avoid listening to slow pace or sad music. I request that do not listen to such kind of music. I know there are plenty of people and music lovers who would say that I love listening to slow pace. They give me a pleasure. I love listening to sad music. They give me a pleasure. But don't forget, when you say I get pleasure out of sad music, it's always a sad pleasure. It's never a happy pleasure. You're never happy because of sadness. You cannot be. So just avoid slow pace and sad music. Then keep yourself motivated and upbeated. Upbeated songs, fast music is always good for you because it's going to give you a pump in your body. It increases your energy. It boosts up you. So always fast music is preferred. Even if you don't like, just a few minutes of song can just help you to resolve all your dull and sulking kind of a condition. Most important, when you wake up in the morning, plenty of us use a very harsh and a loud voice. Please do not use such kind of alarms, especially in this condition of pandemic, in this condition of lockdown where we are confined to one place and not being able to communicate in a certain genres. If I'm saying that alarm clock has not to be loud, it means you can use a piano, you can use guitar, you can use sitar, you can use veena, any kind of. Because whole night we have been charged, like we charge our cell phones and our gadget. Similarly, we are being charged whole night. And suddenly a harsh sound of an alarm just revokes our, just disturbs everything around us. The whole system of our body is disturbed. So just use some really soft and nice alarm. Then, afternoon music during self isolation or quarantine should be of medium tempo with positive words. Yes, when I say positive words, what do I mean by positive words? There is a very a very minute difference when you hear some sound, some music, some song, but you don't realize that how many negative or positive words it has. Our mind, our brain is something very magical, just like music. If we're repeatedly listening to negative words in a song, it goes unconsciously to our subconscious mind, and then we are totally in the control of our mind and we're going to act according to it. Yes, you won't even realize that how you are facing or how suddenly from happy you went to sad, or from sad you started being angry. So always make a note that whatever your playlist is, whatever the song you're picking, it has to have some positive words in it. More positive, less negative is fine, but more of positive is what worth it. Then you might love to hear sad songs. That I said, it's perfectly fine. But during this period of time of lockdown, just avoid sad songs. Songs that give you bad thoughts or sad thoughts that makes you cry, just avoid that for, especially for this time, for your sake. Okay. Then, importance of meditation. When I say meditation, my meaning of meditation is something that relaxes you, that brings composure to you, that soothes you. I won't say that you sit for 20 minutes in one position and concentrate on one point. Meditation means that gives you relaxation and that makes you happy. So 20 minutes of relaxation could be, you can be like having a cup of coffee and watching the sunset is also a meditation. Listening to your favorite music for 20 minutes is again a meditation. Or just lying down in a silence, enjoying chirping of the birds and everything. This is meditation. Meditation is not just sitting on one place and just forcing yourself. When you force yourself for something to like, then obviously it's not meditation. It's not something you can enjoy. Then, light Listening to music has a great effect for coping. Music should be played at the background when you're working. Why? Because it's unconsciously acting on your subconscious mind and keeps you activated and positive. Now, this is the rag I'm going to take for your current situation that we are. The main reason why I took Rag Yaman for this, you know, the current phase, because Rag Yaman is one of the versatile ragas I feel. It's not complex. I won't say it's easy either. It's not at all easy raga. It has all Shuddh swaras in it. Only Tivrama is something that is augmented, that is above from its original place. Let me just give you one I say outline for Rag Yaman. A quick outline. When I say Rag Yaman has all the Shuddh swaras and Tivrama, what does that mean? मेरे सारे गामा पा धानी सा नी दा पा मा गा रे मेरे गा रे मेरे सा. This is the frame of Ragaman. Ragaman, one best thing about Ragaman is it can be, you can listen this rag throughout the day. Though, traditionally it's only confined to like evening raga or night raga. But for me, I would say that you can hear this rag throughout the day. Secondly, it has a very romantic nature, Shringar Ras Raga. It's more about love, about longing, what you feel, how you let it go, is what Rag Yaman is. I won't say that everyone will feel the same from Rag Yaman. Every person has their own perception. But here, I'm just letting you know that how Rag Yaman can be helpful. Like when you're going in the evening, you're resting, or at night when you're sleeping. Rag Yaman can be taken as a therapeutic raga at that particular time. Now, many of you, it's perfectly fine if I say many of people who are interested in music do not like classical songs, right? Classical bandishes. They find it very, complicated and critical. But Ragam and bandishes never be so critical. They are very easy on your heart, on your mind, on your soul, and the way you will going to take it. One more thing about Rag Yaman, when someone says I don't like Indian classical music, let me just give you first quick 3 or 4 kinds of examples that how Rag Yaman can be used according to your music inclination so that you can use it as a therapeutic method. For example, if someone likes Indian classical in Rag Yaman, the swar will remain the same, Tivrama will be there, Shuddh will be there, Shuddh swaras will be there, but the combination of notes will change. For example, I would say, let's say Indian classical. पिया की नजरिया जादू भरी पिया की नजरिया जादू भरी मोहनियो मन प्रेम भरी पिया की नजरिया. When the combination changes, the feeling, the emotion changes. Here, the singer is, is praising about his love. Now, someone says, I do not like Rag Yaman Bandish, I cannot hear Indian classical. Then what will I do? I would say, Rag Yaman has to be therapeutic. You can take any song out of it. For song, again, Rag Yaman will remain Rag Yaman. Swaras will remain the same with Tivrama and Shuddh Swaras. But then we'll be taking another kind of a genre, which will be song, like मेरे सा कुछ बात दिल की मैं कह सकूं उपहास जग का मैं सह सकूं सुख दुख में भी सम रह सकूं इतना मुझे अधिकार हो कुछ बात दिल की मैं कह Now, the song was same. It's not Indian classical. It's again become light music song. But then, Rag Yaman remains the Rag Yaman because I wanted to give you as a therapy. Someone says I don't like songs. Then You can take ghazal if you like. अंधेरी रात में दीपक जलाए कौन बैठा. Ragam and ghazal is there if you're inclined in ghazal. Someone says I don't even like ghazal, then take Bollywood. मेरे सामने चंदन सा बदन चंचल चितवन धीरे से तेरा ये मुस्काना चंदन सा बदन. So what do I mean to say with raga therapy? Rag therapy, I don't mean to say I am forcing you to write like Indian classical. My motive as a therapist, my motive as a doctor is to give you Rag Yaman, but in your choice, so that you can give your 100% to that song to gain the benefit. To understand it, let me just give you an example, a very easy example. Suppose during this coronavirus, people are suggesting to eat ginger. Me being a doctor or your therapist, I want my client, my patient, my sufferer to have a raw ginger. But if he's not interested, if she is not interested in having or consuming a raw ginger, and I'm forcing, and half-heartedly the person is eating and consuming it, but you know, doing something half-heartedly is never going to benefit you. And it's just not only about the music. It's also, if you're not into something, if you're not liking any of your profession, your studies, or your job, you will not excel. And same happens with raga therapy. So being a therapist, I will go the other way around. I will give you ginger, but maybe as a powder form or maybe as a paste form. Why? Because I want you all to get the benefit out of it. So in a similar way, I will give you Rag Yaman as a therapy to de-stress yourself so that there won't be any stress. Rag Yaman helps in anxiety. Rag Yaman even helps to boost your immune system, helps in meditation, helps in fatigue and boredom, and improves your mood. So, I'll give you Rag Yaman therapeutic impact, but in your choice of way, in your kind of liking for the genres, whether it could be Indian classical, light, or heavy. So, Rag Yaman can help on all these aspects. Many would say that Rag Yaman is specifically for arthritis or for joint pains. No, Rag Yaman is much beyond this. Rag Yaman is such a beautiful raga that every single note in Rag Yaman is full of emotions. When I say emotions, what do I mean by that? Rag Yaman to me, my perception could differ to you as well when you listen. For me, augmented Tivrama. Mere ga ma pa. It's more about, when you hear this Tivrama, it gives you like there is something inside me that I want to let go. There is some longing for the love. There is some anger inside it. Mere ga ma pa ma pa ma pa. This is what Tivrama is doing. But when you say Mere ga it's like a mother is hugging his son and saying everything will be sorted and everything will be fine. This is what Rag Yaman does to you. It is such a sensitive Rag that this is the perfect time to use Rag Yaman for your therapeutic purpose. Even if you're not feeling well, even if you are sulking, even if you're in panic, just pick any song in Rag Yaman and just listen to it. Any song, whether it could be classical, it could be any song, but the base has to be Rag Yaman for you to get benefit out of it. Why do we need Rag Yaman? Firstly, Rag Yaman helps to support the best physical and mental state of sleep, right? Then it provides music, stimulates secondary experience that facilitates sleep. It distracts you, it prevents you, it disrupts the negative thoughts in you. And listening to Rag Yaman improves your immune and your blood circulation as well. So these are the impacts of Indian classical music as a raga therapy. And it's very
Ma'am, Shweta ma'am,
yes.
can I request you to summarize it in 2 3
Yes,
minutes?
right. Yes, Durgeshi, I'm just on the last slide. So, for the last point, I would just say that music is a universal language that doesn't need words to have you express emotion, to validate what you're feeling. At this moment of pandemic, we're all connected in a strange, nervous kind of a way, in tune to the string of united music. To reduce stress and anxiety, we need to feel more grounded, more rooted, and that's what music does to us. The sound that the instrument connects you to something and makes you feel healed power, and a mental and emotional kind of a healing power. You might come back to the reality afterwards, but you are able to face the reality differently. These are the songs that can speak to our lives. These are the songs that becomes a soundtrack of our lives. Songs gives us some strange kind of comfort and peace and emotional booster. So everyone, there's no need to panic. Just use music as a tool for stress management, a tool to stay positive in this pandemic coronavirus situation. So sit, breathe, and relax. This phase shall pass too. Just stay positive and use it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shweta ma'am, for this wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
We are quickly moving to the next presentation. I think so. If time will permit, we can take up certain questions after all the presentation. I quickly invite Dr. Sudha Ganesh ma'am for her presentation.
Namaste and good evening to all.